Slater, you thaw out yet?
Not really. I mean, I didn't go anywhere. I mean, it's 38 in New York. I guess you thaw out a little bit in 38, but yeah, that was a scene. It took about 2 hours to get out of the stadium.
Oh, wow. So give us I want to hear about this because Shaska and I want to go to Buffalo so bad for a Bills-Niners game out there at Orchard Park. I guess, what do they call it? Highmark Stadium now or some crazy stuff. Anyway, what was it like going to Buffalo, the pregame scene, the tailgating scene, and then obviously taking it 2 hours to leave? Yeah. What was it like out there in Buffalo?
It was isolated. And there was like it was really like as you guys saw eventually in the fourth quarter, but even before the fourth quarter, snow came in. Like snow had came that day. The lot was looked like to me, I've gone to Tahoe snowboarding. I'm sure you guys have gone and done stuff like that. It was like if you took like a Tahoe parking lot and put it
Anthony.
An NFL
Anthony.
Stadium. Yeah.
Anthony.
Yeah.
I have never snowboarded.
Okay.
I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. I've only seen snow like 4 times in my life. It's a big insecurity on my behalf.
Wow. All right. Well,
we didn't have money, bro. You know.
I mean, do you think a brother from Philbo saw the snow? We saw the snow like 8 times.
I snowboarded on PS2.
How many black people you ever see snowboard or ski? All right, maybe that took a left turn.
No, that's actually pretty accurate.
Brothers don't like the snow, man.
Cool Runnings, Bonte Hill.
Malik Yoba.
But keep going.
You'd have a real interesting time in Buffalo then. All right, so it's like a 25, 30-minute ride from downtown. Like I said, you're very isolated. It's a little, I guess, you guys have not been to Lambeau, right?
No, but I heard like Lambeau's right in the middle of a neighborhood or something like that.
Yeah, this is similar. I think Lambeau's a little bit more unique, like Wrigley style in a neighborhood. Mm-hmm. This is more like outskirts of Buffalo, but there are some houses and random bars around, but it just takes a while to get in, a while to get out. But it is, there's a drunk scene. Now, what I will say is I think the table breaking is a little overrated. All I saw were these tables that were like pre-broken, essentially, and guys would just keep jumping into them and then like put them back together, jump into them. So that part I thought was a little overrated.
So, all right, did you get a chance to hang out with Stephon Diggs courtside at the Toronto game?
I didn't. I'm a working man. I can't, Yeah. And he had just beat the Dolphins the night before. I mean,
Can't do that. But it was good to see Jordan Poole dap him up and score a career-high 43 and playing with pace. Now that's 3 straight halves that Jordan Poole has played well. The 21-point second half against Philadelphia, and then what he did in Toronto, which is definitely a key for the Warriors moving forward without Stephen Curry. If he plays at that pace and he's just calm, doesn't over-dribble, we'll see the Jordan Poole from March and April from last season.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a little of a tough balance for him because remember his first couple of years, what were they begging him? Hey, 0.5 basketball, make decisions quick. When you go to the G League, it can't be sitting up top dancing with the ball. You have to like catch and move, catch and drive, catch and shoot, whatever. Just do it in 0.5 seconds. They were beating that into his head for a couple of years. Well, now, at least this season, the problem has been like you're almost trying to make decisions too quick. It's just get it, go, scatter, get to the rim as quick as I can. And they've tried to tell him, like, stop rushing, calm down a little bit. So it's been this weird balance back to, you saw it the other night. I mean, even the way he's coming off, like, high screens, it's like kind of gliding into a jumper, reading the big man, taking the mid-range if it's there. He's not rushing the three. When you see it, like, he catches the ball in transition and he shoots it before he even gets, like, feet set, essentially. That's when he's in a rush, when he's challenging Joel Embiid at the rim like he did in Philadelphia a few times. Like, it's just more under control. And it's weird, like I said, because they've had to balance back, I guess, his tendencies. But it's looked good. And, again, you don't want the silver lining if you're the Warriors of Steph Curry missing as much time as he's going to. But this might wake up Jordan Poole and make him look like the near-max player that they paid him to be.
I think a lot of fans like myself were, hey, Jordan Poole's got to play better. And I was listening to Steinmetz, and he's like, well, what about Clay and Dre? I mean, they're the 2 Hall of Famers. Don't they need to elevate their game? It feels like even for the one game, Dre really brought it. Not that Clay wasn't bringing it. He had a couple big shots down the stretch. But, like, those 2 as well need to help uplift this situation for a couple of weeks while everyone's out. I know we keep looking at JP, which is fair, but don't Clay and Dre got to also bring it on a nightly basis?
Yeah, if you're telling this team to go 500 or near 500 without Steph Curry, like, you need to check a lot of boxes. It can't just be Jordan Poole.
Yeah.
Like 7 players, basically. We could go down the list. But those are, 2 of your other highest paid players. And I would throw Andrew Wiggins in there. He's got to get back at some point and help out.
Well, how close is he?
it sounds like he's probably not playing in New York. Then they have 3 days off before the Christmas game. So I'm going to shoot around. I'm in Penn Station right now.
Sounds like construction or scaffolding.
No,
like
this guy's
Klay
gonna
Thompson.
go hit up the Gucci store.
It's just Slater don't rock Gucci, man. He'll like the material.
Well, the Vans outlet then.
Yeah.
There's Vans outlets everywhere, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see Wiggins maybe to start the homestand. We might learn more in about an hour. But,
okay.
One thing. No, go ahead, Anthony.
To your point on Draymond and Klay, Draymond's not going to hit 3 threes basically to start every game or probably ever again. But that did seem to settle them into a win that they needed. That I expect them to be playing with more confidence tonight because of that win. I trust what I've seen from Draymond all season to bring it. As far as Klay, it's a little tough with him because I think during this stretch they do need a few like Klay volcano games. He randomly scores 41. I think you saw it late last season without Steph. He scored 33, 36, 41 to end the season. Mm-hmm. But you don't want him chasing those games. We've seen that chasing those games, like he kind of did in Philly, I think to start, is destructive. So, you on Christmas, to beat Memphis, you just might need Klay Thompson to get really hot. But if he comes out of the game looking to get really hot, you might just basically lose because of that. So it's difficult, but you're going to need Klay to be efficient over the next month and efficient on probably a pretty high volume.
Yeah, one sign, good sign for the Golden State Warriors as we're talking to Anthony Slater on 95.7 The Game, insider here on the Morning Roasters. Dante DiVincenzo stabilizing things. I know he started the last couple games, but stabilizing things for that second unit. He's starting to feel good. I know his father's been traveling on his trip with him. So Dante DiVincenzo, that's a good development. If he can hit some shots, that's a bonus. But defensively, I thought he got into Fred VanVleet really well Sunday against the Raptors.
Yeah, I think he needed a little time off the hamstring injury, and I remember even talking to him in training camp. He came back slow last season from his ankle injury, and it's difficult for role players to they need time to get in rhythm. That you kind of, look, you're getting 12 minutes, you got to come out and be yourself in those 12 minutes. But I just think he needed adjustment time, and you've slowly seen what the idealized version of him is, kind of like I guess your third, fourth guard. And the way he rebounds, it's not like a sexy thing to discuss, but I really think it's been a huge help because last season they were first in rebound rate for a while as a team. A lot of that was Otto Porter, Gary Payton, Steph rebounded really well. Some of those fringe guys rebounded last year. That was an underrated part of when they fell off a cliff defensively. Is they just were a bad rebounding team for about a month. And I think he had a game where it was 7 rebounds in 17 minutes. He's always flying in and ending possessions. And I just think that, along with he's hitting shots right now, which is kind of the question mark with him. It's why he probably didn't get paid this summer, was his shot. If he's hitting shots, he's going to do the other little glue stuff. And clearly he's a Steve Kerr type player.
He just makes a lot of winning plays on the court. I love watching him play. He sees the floor. He gets guys open. Like you said, he's underrated rebounder. The guy that I think a lot of people were worried about was Jonathan Kuminga. He only plays a couple of minutes, and then I guess the report came out that he's got some left knee soreness. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, he's icing his knee during the game a bit. He's had small knee problems early in his career. You guys remember, maybe you don't, but to open his rookie season, he missed 3 weeks. He wasn't even available with I think it was a little patella thing. So just I think the way he plays, the way he bursts, there are some nights where maybe the juice isn't there. And I think, to be honest, I think they just saw that early in the game the other night. I know he only played 5 minutes. He was a little bit low energy, low, whatever you want to call it, juice in those 5 minutes. And I had not heard that led them to they didn't rule him out during the game. Kerr just didn't go back to him. But the fact that he's popping up on the injury report, should play tonight, but with left knee soreness is a signal that was bothering him a bit the other day.
Be a nice little double dip for the Warriors. Maybe they could split. The Knicks, though, are hot. They've won 7 in a row, and the Brooklyn Nets they caught fire as well, winning 10 of 11. Although you look at the schedule, they're feasting on bad teams, something that the Warriors have been unable to do so far this season. So it should be fun in New York City. Anthony, we'll be looking for your reports at The Athletic.
All right, fellas.
All right, Anthony. Good stuff as always. Anthony Slater, one of our favorites here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game. By the way, we're going to try to find this 925 Xfinity mobile text line. One of the best moments of the show this year was the tornado of terrible takes.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
I do.
Matson created that, and it was right. Nick Wrong.
Yeah.
Who was it? Colin Coward.
Ferdell.
Oh, yeah, he did make that. Who else made it?
I did. Was anyone from our station on it?
Oh, I don't think so. Maybe.